feel to be a side dude. And I was like, oh my gosh. We got this whip up next. Camber kits are in the works right now. That one over there, you can tell is already slammed. That's the project we've been working with.
Look at the lower truck in the back.
See this boat right here? We're about to add about 14 degrees of camberoni on this. So we can wear both sides of the wheel and get about double the wheel life out of them. You must have big peeper to drive this one, huh?
Oh, even bigger peeper to drive that one.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, this right here is what you call a fucking monster trucking. Oh, dude, when you can walk under your own freaking truck, that's nice right there. Maybe we can get a little burn ski on this puppy for the vlog, eh?
I think it'll do a burnout. Well,
damn. All right. On that note, welcome back to the channel, Octane and Zip Ties. Today, if you guys like the GTI content, well, Scooter Boy over here bought a catless downpipe and some other goodies. So, boys got the lift going, and let's get to it. Well, tell the people what you got here.
I don't know how to pronounce it. ARM, catless downpipe. It's a 3-inch downpipe. I already have a 2.5-inch straight pipe on the GTI already, but I have both my cats, so we're gonna be loud.
All right. Oh, stainless steel boys right here, eh? Oh, you can't see it down either. Hopefully, honestly, this will be the hardest part, getting the flange off the turbo, because I know these things tend to be a pain in the ass, but I don't know, I guess once we get it in the air, we'll see what we're cooking with. And Big Dog's over here about to get dirty. Maybe I won't have to do that much work, y'all just get content.
You can go higher if you need to. I'm a little bit taller than you, though.
See what we're working with down here, huh? All right, so now that the car's up in the air, you can see those 3 bolts right there on the flange. Oh, there's gonna be 2, one on top and then one on the back side. So what I'm thinking we're gonna have to do is come up through here, take off that axle guard so that, you know, grease doesn't fling on the turbo, and we should be able to get to that last one right there. Only thing is, Ty had this exhaust done by a buddy, and oh, let's get you focused. Okay, sorry, we had a little technical difficulties. So, Ty actually had this exhaust welded by a buddy before, so it's all gonna be one piece. We think that the exhaust is gonna basically end right there, the new one. So I think he just called one of our buddies, CJ, that might actually come in, end up welding that basically back to this last half piece. So we'll have to see where it ends up and keep him on call. So let's start tearing this thing apart. So there's going to be 4 bolts, as we were saying before. The 2 bottom ones are super easy to get to. You can get them straight from the bottom. And then this top one, the top one that's towards the back of the car, we're going straight from the bottom. As you can see, you get your arm up there, and just, you know, with some pressure, then it'll loosen it up. So that one's honestly, the first 3 are the easiest ones to get to. I'm not sure how we're gonna get to the very top one yet. We might go through the actual engine bay on top, might be the easiest. We saw a video on that. If not, then maybe we'll get these 3 off and be able to wiggle it to where we can move it. But as we go through, I'll let you guys know what we decide to do and what the easiest way to take this puppy off is.
You guys see the fit? Drip.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was good. That was amazing. Okay, now that we're back into the car real quick, again, let's see if you guys can see that. So we've got 1, 2, 3 bolts, the 3 bolts that you guys can see with nuts on the end. If we come over here, all right, well, you can't really see that much, but up there, oh, there you go. That little nipple that's sticking out, that's where that nut is. So basically, you have no room right here. You can't get it from this side because the cat downpipe, or the cat, whatever that is in the way. I was thinking we could go on the top of the car, over it, kind of where the light is right there, and then push up, but I also don't know how much we're gonna be able to put pressure on that. So we'll figure that out. It's gonna come down, and then, yo, Ty, you didn't even get this off, hombre. There's no excuses.
I need more weld.
More what? No excuses. Let's get that off. Sirski.
I need more PB weld.
Okay. Alright, so what we ended up doing is taking off some of the intake piping. There is a weird, what was it, like a
T30.
T30, I think, on this, and then just the clamp on the other side. And then what we did is, I'll show you in a minute after we have it. It's actually on right now, so we don't want to take it off. You can go ahead and keep loosening it. But yeah, so we basically used extensions all the way until about right here, and then made just enough space to loosen it. What I'm doing is holding the extensions on the bolt so it doesn't slip off, while Charles slowly gets that nut off. There wasn't that much pressure on it, was it?
No, it was not bad.
It might also be because, well, I guess it'd be worse if we took the other. But we took the other nuts off. This was the last one. Hopefully, we'll just be able to get this all the way off. It still is a tight squeeze. Maybe if you took off the intake box, air box, it might be a little bit easier, but luckily we got it without having to do that. So Charles over here is gonna get a forearm workout, and I guess same with me while I'm holding this extension. So if we run into anything else, we'll let you know, but this is what we did and this is what's working so far. So after this nut is off, we'll lift the car up in the air and then go from there with getting everything else on. All right, so since this exhaust is one piece, we took off the first bracket. We left the second bracket on so we could hold it, because the last thing is the O2 sensor. So that is up there on top of the cat. Did you end up getting it off, Charles?
What, the O2?
Yeah, or loosen it?
It's not quite loose yet.
Okay, so he's gonna get to loosening that, and then once that is off, we'll end up probably just having Ty still hold this, take off this bracket, and then this whole entire exhaust will come down. The reason it is one piece is because Ty's buddy ended up doing the exhaust for him, but the only way they could do it because they were deep and couldn't go to AutoZone was they had to weld it. So
It's also off a Mark 7. It's not from a Mark 6.
oh yeah,
It's custom.
It's also from a Mark 7, so it's a bunch of different pipings put together. All right, it took 3 people to get this exhaust out, but we finally got it. We kind of had to finagle, whatever you call it, fandangle this exhaust so that we could get to the O2 sensor and loosen it up. But after it was loose, I just, you know, took my fingers and got it off. So this is going to be the downpipe that's going in. It does have a O2 sensor bung. Yeah, so I think we might just start throwing that on and then get a test sounder with just the downpipe on. So I know Tyler Beans over here wants to see how loud it would be. I think it's just going to be obnoxious and hear turbo spool, but
Hell yeah.
chill with the gains, bro. All right, once we tighten down this downpipe up on there, we'll let you guys hear it up with the startup.
It's just not.
Yes, sir. That downpipe going in. All right, we just got the O2 sensor in. I think they're looking for the wrench to tighten that up, and then once that's tightened up, we're gonna get those bolts on. Yes, sir. I'm excited. at first, just so you know, if you guys get this downpipe with this gasket, there is a correct way to do it, because the holes line up both ways, but it would only slide on a certain way onto the bolts that are sticking out of the turbo. So make sure when you get those on, if it's not fitting perfectly, flip the entire gasket over and then rotate it to where the holes line up, and it'll go on a lot easier. So letting the boys do this work right now. It was a pain getting it off, but hopefully it's a lot easier getting it in. Tight. Lady Betsky. Downpipe is on. We have to wait basically until the rest of the exhaust to put this on, just because that is hooked on the flex pipe, and the bracket that they gave us, it's not lining up super straight, which is weird, but yeah. So we got all 4 of those bolts, or yeah, all 4 of the bolts luckily we could get to without letting the car back down, and that is because there is no giant cat in the way. So I could stick my arm up there, and basically all 4 of those bolts with the gasket in between are smoked down, so that should have no problem. And I think what we're gonna do is let it down so Ty can hear it real quick. I'll get that first start on the vlog, and then we have to put the little stuff that's inside of the engine bay, we have to put that stuff back together. And then the only reason he's not going to be able to run it out the back of the car today is because, like I said again, it was welded. So this right here is where we would need to hook it up to the rest of the exhaust that it came with. And because this piece is the piece that is right here, we're not trying to cut it right this minute, because we got to get home and have family dinner. So CJ, I think tomorrow, is going to come and weld the rest of that tomorrow. So we're basically going to either be running it like this, or honestly I think we're gonna put this on. We're gonna bolt everything up. It does come with a bracket, and then we'll put the 2 brace brackets underneath just so it holds it. It shouldn't hit anyways, it's not that heavy, and I mean there's still brackets to hold it on, plus that O2 sensor will be able to go on. So once she's down on the ground, we'll let you guys hear it. And make sure the wood's gonna line up with the wheels.
That wave's going wood!
Alright.
More wood! Look at this piece of shit. Fuck,
No, it's a fast lift. Once we lower the car, last thing that we have to put together right now is gonna be this plastic intake piece and the vacuum, and then that should be about it. As you guys can see, we basically ran the exhaust as far as the new stuff gave us until tomorrow. Hopefully Ty will get CJ to slide over and weld the end of the exhaust on. So you guys will see that probably when Ty's pulling up, because I'm busy tomorrow, so maybe when he pulls up back to the house, we'll get some sound clips. But once everything's back together, we'll get the first start up and I guess get the reaction, see how Ty likes it. So you're done, boys. It was a pain putting everything in the engine bay back together, as you guys can tell by the hands and arms. Me and Charles finally got it. Yo, screw Volkswagen and their dumb clamps. But Ty's gonna give us with the first startup. We're actually gonna leave, well, he's gonna ride home with me and leave this car, because after we go eat dinner, they're gonna come back for a oil change tonight, because he definitely needs to do an oil change. So let's get this first startup, Ty. Alright, so what do you think so far? Because I know it's cold start and it's warming up right now.
We still need to tomorrow get my straight pipe welder back on, but other than that, I like it.
And then it'll be out the back compared to right down the middle. So
yeah.
It's about 3/4 of the way out the back of the car. It still sounds good, especially when you're right from below it. I mean, the camera really doesn't do it justice. So we're gonna let it warm up for a second, and then we'll give it a little gas and see how she sounds. But yeah, excited how it came out so far. I know Ty is, he's been waiting for this downpipe to come in for a little while, so once she warms up, we'll give it to you. Doesn't sound bad. I think when it actually is out the back of the car, I guess Ty was telling me that a lot of the guys with this downpipe and I guess midpipe you'd call it, I guess once it's around 6 or so, it actually pops and gurgles a little bit better. So I know that while you're not moving, I believe on these GTIs, unless they're tuned a different way, you can only rev up to 4K. So that was only up to 4K until I guess he starts driving. So tomorrow, if I'm available when CJ's here, I'm gonna vlog him welding it. If not, I will get back to you guys when the exhaust is welded out the back. We'll get some sound clips and then we'll go for a ride and we'll see how it sounds. So catch you in a few seconds. All right, well, it is a few days later. Tyler ended up getting our buddy CJ to finish up the welding, putting the exhaust all the way out the back of the car. You guys just heard the startup, cold start, and we're gonna go for a ride. So we let it warm up for a minute, and we're gonna get some sound clips of inside, and I'm gonna try to get some maybe outside later if we can. I know Ty's busy, and I've got some classes. So how do you like it so far?
I like it a lot. It sounds a lot better.
I think it's not obnoxious. I think it's definitely, it's loud, but it sounds good. It's not super tony. It's actually my first time actually driving in the car, opposed to just hearing it on the outside. So we'll get some clips going a little bit quicker, getting a little bit of a noise going for you guys, see if you guys can hear it from the inside of the car. So with the windows up. Alright, this is going to be the end of the downpipe midpipe install on the Mk6 Gti. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Hopefully it was helpful, not only helping you get the stock downpipe on, but maybe helping you make a decision on what downpipe exhaust that you want to run. So I think it sounds way better than I expected from the outside, especially being from the inside. I know Tyler's super happy with it. He feels like it actually builds faster, which makes sense just because it's not as restricted. But yeah, so I'm trying to get all this Mk6 stuff. I know you guys are enjoying the Volkswagen content, and if you haven't checked it out, we've done his coilovers. We've done a few things on his car along with some other cars. So make sure you go back and you check that out. If you like the content, stick around. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, get those notifications on, and stay tuned for, well, you know, what's up and coming. So catch you guys later.